Yeah, so I'd like you to continue and take us through the rest of your life with
Well, and
electrohypersensitivity.
risking maybe repeating one or two facts, let me start actually with the paper that we published 1990. And the issue at the time was that, and I call them opponents, people that were questioning electrohypersensitivity as well as health effects and biological impacts of artificial electromagnetic fields. And one of their standard routines was that they said that there wasn't enough penetration into the skin of a human being or an animal. The power of the rays were too small to enable penetration, which of course is wrong. That would mean that you would shield different cell phones, wireless routers and so on with your body. And that has never happened. And when physicists have done detailed measurements and monitoring, they see that it is, of course, a complete penetration. And it's really like most things, like buildings, they are non-existent. They are easily penetrated by the microwaves. We are slightly less penetrable, but of course it goes right through. At that time, we were not so up to speed on all the technical details. So I thought, well, maybe that's a relevant criticism, but let's look at normal healthy volunteers and look for the nerve fibers, because the opponents said they were too deep down into the skin. And we used a special marker that had been developed called protein gene product 9.5, which is an excellent marker for nerve fibers, including the smallest non-myelinized C fibers and the similar types. And we looked in our microscopes, and then we discovered that there were a lot more nerve fibers than previously anticipated, and they were arranged in a very special way. And to make a long story short, it turned out that the nerve fibers traveled all the way through the dermis, from the subcutaneous fat layer up into the epidermis, and coming as close as 20 to 40 micrometers from the skin surface, meaning that they were there. I mean, you can basically see them if you would look down with a magnifying eye into your skin. So they were in a perfect position to monitor, for instance, electromagnetic fields. And we published a paper in a journal called Cell and Tissue Research, and it was very well received, because electrohypersensitivity, that was at that time a rather small question on the scientific horizon, but the general phenomenon of nerve fibers being so very superficial, that really made people happy to learn about. And that has continuously been like a classical paper in the neurobiology and neurophysiology of the human skin. Then, of course, we said, wow, this is fantastic, you know. What about electrohypersensitive people?